All right. So I'm gonna just mute everybody. We'll do a little bit of Q&A at the end. I want to allow you guys to ask Barry any questions that you want. So, so since this is being recorded, I'm going to introduce Barry. Right, we're going to be a little formal here. But so if you guys don't know, I think most of you guys do know. Barry is one of the engines behind this team and behind this company. He's very well respected. He's a 200K in this business, and he's actually the one who, he and Lisa, who's our media upline, and then it's Barry, who really shared the vision with us in this business. And he did it the right way. He knew that we were going to run with this business and we were serious about it, but he wouldn't just let us sign up. Barry actually had us try a mini out. And that's why we always talk about minis, right? Because he's a big believer in getting people on the product. But what I want you to know is what he's done in this business. I did write that down the last time, Barry. So in 2000, this is the income potential in this business, guys. 2014 was a partial year for Barry, so it's $22,000 income. 2015 followed up with 91,000. 2016, 200 grand, or 260. 2017 was an $850,000 income that year. 2018 he crushed it again. So we're literally having a millionaire in this business invest time with us tonight. So we're just so thankful. I mean, like I said, if you run into Barry, you don't know any different, whether he's knocking out $50,000 a week or $500 a week, because his heart is good as gold. And man, we really appreciate you. So I did have a few things that we wanted to discuss. But, let me put him mute there. But Barry, thank you again for just being with us tonight, buddy.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Anytime.
So a couple of things that, and I want you to kind of go off on any way you want, but some of the things that I've seen as I'm looking through reports and stuff, we know, and I'm sure you'll cover at some point, like talking about minis, right? Because we hammer that home, but because we say it, sometimes it might go on deaf ears, but when you say it, it might hit home a little bit more, right? So I'm sure we'll cover that. But two of the things I'd mentioned to you I wanted to talk about is the VIP period, because I look in my reports and there's nothing more frustrating than seeing 10, 15, 20 people in the VIP period with a day left or 5 days left, 4 days left, and there's like nothing happening. So can you talk to us about whether you're a new promoter and how important that VIP period is for your business, but also if you're a promoter and you've kind of been going through a lull, and then you finally find this promoter, how important is it to you as well to get that promoter rocking? I mean, how does that look, and what's the importance, and how do you really work with those new promoters?
How does VIP happen?
Yeah, how does VIP happen? What are some of the tips that you would use or suggest?
Well, I mean, like when you guys were making your decision to come over, I mean, I gave you, the best day to sign. I had you guys pre-work and get pre-work, meaning get some samples in the mail, because joining an idea is great, but being in love with a product is two totally different things. And I believe that is why you guys are so successful, because you fell in love with the product first, and then you made a good, conscious, healthy business decision to come over with all the other intangibles as far as the comp plan and all the benefits of everything. So, first and foremost, interviewing your prospects is super, super important. Getting them out product is super important. Just for the simple fact, I mean, we all have signed people and they're going to be the next. I don't need to try the product. I'm a super salesman as it is. And our expectations are high, and we get super excited, and then they get hit with 5 or 10 no's, and they just disappear. They were going to be the second coming of Jesus, according to them 2 weeks before, and then you can't get a hold of them after that. So, I think the first step in all this is just kind of getting behind the product. It is so powerful, and it is such a great product that we can introduce you in 3 or 5 days, and and you'll have an idea of where, you know, where you're going with this, if you're going to add on the business above and beyond the product. It's so essential for you guys recruiting promoters. I cannot emphasize interviewing people enough. That interview process is going to save you so much time, energy, effort, and enthusiasm, because nothing's worse than coming into a business and saying,
Oops, we lost him. He'll be right back. Thought he was cutting out there. You back, buddy?
yeah.
I noticed you started slowly going out. So you were saying nothing is more frustrating than
Very
signing a
important
business.
to interview prospects. It saves us time. Interviewing prospects saves us
time, energy, enthusiasm. I mean, because nothing's worse than feeling like you're on cloud nine and you signed about 5 new promoters and then all of a sudden they all disappear. I mean, when they disappear, your enthusiasm disappears as well. I just find that those that fall in love with this product first are the ones that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if they lose, because they know what the product's doing for them. And on top of that, those promoters tend to stick longer because they're in love with the product, because we have the ability to thrive for free. You know, realistically, we can start somebody off at no cost, other than their just initial, you know, 30 days. And that's the hope and the goal and the drive, is to at least get them thriving for free, whether they hit a bonus or not. I just think if they love the product, they're in it for the long haul. You know, which segues right into, you know, your VIP 800. I mean, if they're in love with the product and we can show them money too, in that first 2 weeks, whether if it's just the VIP 800, now it's just up to us to grow that belief system, right? That this product is awesome. They see the vision with this product. They see it. They see their friends thriving. And now if we can introduce some money, a monetary aspect, and for them to build a viable business with this as well, it's the best of both worlds. And that's why that VIP 800 and 1600 is so important, to really focus in on that and help those people do that. Because I mean, that's, you know, I believe you had that team in Tennessee.
Kentucky.
Is it Tennessee?
It's Kentucky.
Kentucky.
They're on here. Look at waving there.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened with you all, is that you were seeing those VIPs, and really it speaks to a whole different market above and beyond the product. It's who needs $400,
Right.
and that's the majority of America.
Right.
So when they see a cluster of people, a group of girls that they're all friends, and this person, congratulations, you got a VIP bonus of $400. You got a VIP bonus. It's catchy and contagious, and it grows exponentially, and you know, that's the strategy is so important to be able to make that momentum happen. You guys had a great strategy, and you sample, just like we did with you all, and got people on product, and then, you know, hit the go button, and it just makes magic happen. I think that's why, you know, when Lisa came on, that's why her social media presence was so attractive, because, you know, you all did something heartbreaking, which was leave a company that you believed in and believed had your back, to kind of jump into the unknown really fast and make that grow and grow. And I mean, there was no bigger boom heard across Facebook and social media than what you all made, when everybody was collecting bonuses and VIP and just it creates, it takes a life of its own, and it's cool to watch and crazy when that happens. But when, you know, like you're alluding to, you know, you ride that wave of momentum and then it might slow down. I just want to emphasize to you guys that it happens. It happens to the best of us, right? What do? You know, my best advice to anybody is start back over with that VIP 800. That should be your goal every month.
Yeah.
Every first of the month, you know, you're attempting to VIP 800. And why do I say VIP? I mean, yeah, of course, some of you are high recruiters, but I think if you're VIP in 800, you can pay attention and get those 4 people, those 2 customers, to find some success and thrive for free by the end of the month. You can help those 2 promoters that you bring in do the same thing you just did, right? In the last company we were in, the more knowledge was better, right? You got to a rank and you needed some more knowledge to get to the next rank. Here, I don't think there's anything more important than than sampling and making sure that your samplees or your prospects are having that best 3 days. If they're going to join you as a business partner, making sure they have successes as far as thriving for free, VIP in 800, 1600. There's no more knowledge that I believe we need. There's no magic words that you know, you go to 40K and I'm going to say something different than what I'm saying now. The product is that powerful to where if we just slow down and pay attention to who's wanting it, not who I want to have it, but who really wants this and who really needs this. And if we're listening to that and making our best effort to have them have success as a customer or as a promoter, and really taking our time to develop those people, those are always going to be your biggest advertisers. What are you doing this month? With who are you doing it this month? And if I'm helping AJ as a customer and he's finding great success with this, he's going to tell me. If Brady's my business partner and I'm doing my best by informing her of everything that's that's available to her, what's on the table as far as all that upfront money goes, and I'm helping her take it off the table. There's no better marketing plan as far as my social media goes is helping AJ find success and helping Brandy find success with whatever they want, not whatever I want. You know, I said this last night, and a bunch of people were like, "Wow, that makes total sense." You know, I base my business off of the 3 R's. You know, being relatable, being reliable, and being relentless. Being relatable means that I am no different, like AJ said, I am no different than the next person. I can relate to anybody because I haven't forgotten where I came from. And where I came from was a broke dad struggling, trying to figure out a better way to improve my kids' situation, in my situation, when I ran into multi-level marketing. And I haven't forgotten that. So I don't try to portray myself some doctor of Lavelle that knows all these ingredients or anything like that, or embellish any success story personally or through my customer base or through anybody I personally know. You know, I tell them how it is because I don't believe anybody's looking. I mean, you're going to have one person out of 100 probably ask you about the ingredients and all this stuff. So there's really no knowledge there. I can only share what I know, and I don't try to embellish or be more knowledgeable than the next person. Being reliable to me means, you know, performing that good customer service, being the best business partner I can be. So when I say it, you know, when you invite me on and stuff like that, it's because that's my responsibility. Um, you know, to you as being on my team, and us working together and being my partner. You know, just try to be reliable. And if anybody has messaged me, I mean, I tend to get back to people pretty quick, and they're astonished by that, because I eat, sleep, and breathe the business, and I pride myself on being reliable as far as a good source of information, or a good way to go, or a good advice, or whatever I can do to enhance your business. And then being relentless to me means, you know, like I kind of said, I see so many positive things that happen with our product or with our business. I have so many stories of this improving somebody's life physically or even financially, that, you know, a no means nothing to me. No means it's not your time right now. And you can sit and you can watch me and you can come back later, and I'm gonna be there just as enthusiastic as I was that day. Because it's not, you know, it's not personal, it is business, and you have to factor in all the other things as far as finance, as far as the budget, as far as this or that, and that's why I think that thriving for free, helping anybody and everybody thrive for free, and posting that is super important, especially if you're newer promoters. Helping your people find that success, because everybody's watching you right now, and everybody relates a price with the conversation, right? If they click the like button or they click comment and ask you a question, they're going to be sold, and they're determining whether or not, A, how much does it cost, because nobody knows that, and B, whether they got it in their budget to feel better or not. And I think you hammer down that wall, the more and more and more you congratulate people for thriving for free from 1 month to 2 months to 3 months. You hammer down, you chisel away at that barrier for them to click that like button or click or comment or reach out to you and ask you. Because you're showing that not only do you love this product, not only do you take this product, not only do you take this product for free, you help other people do that as well. And it's so very important to really rally behind your posts and really rally behind your people, to have them help them with that success, and shout it out and tell the world, because it will clear up all that. I don't know how many comments or how many PMs I get with, hey, you know, I've been meaning to ask you, I just haven't had much money to check you out and try you out, and ask you with what's going on with your product and stuff like that. But I see that you've helped a lot of people thrive for free. I was wondering if you could do the same thing for me. Sure. You know, and that all goes kind of back to the minis, right? AJ, me and you talk about that, is that anytime you're posting about free minis, you know, you always want to put that value on those samples, and it's simple. It's you can buy it, or I can teach you how to get this for free, the sample, right? Because that just opens up the next door. Is when they say, how much is it? You know, I love it. How much is it? Well, it's 150, and I'm going to try my best to help you thrive for free. You know, it's more believable because you just showed them how to sample for free. So those words are super, super important, that you're adding that into your verbiage and getting away from the free, pick a number, I'm going to send these out. Because I've tried it all. I've tried that. I've tried to run a 500 sampling campaign through my team. Oh, you know, I think that was like my first March Madness was, I'm just going to send out a bunch of samples and we're going to get rich, right? So I put together 500 samples, and opened it up to the team and sent them here, there, and everywhere. And really, it wasn't. It did okay, but it didn't do. I believe it did more harm than good, because it was a waste of a lot of money, because I guarantee there's probably still some sitting on counters or in cupboards or whatever. Two, we weren't prepared for the follow-up that came along with it. I just had someone that would just go crazy trying to collect addresses. And in my opinion, I mean, I can't even follow up with 10 people effectively, missing them all out at once. Because that's so important. And like I said, when you come back to the responsibility of it, you know, not only is it good to get people on product, but be responsible and be coaching them through that first 3 days. That is what makes the difference between a sale or no sale at the end of it, you know. So be mindful of that if you're going to sample, because I know all of you do a great job at sampling. You know, definitely hone in your skills of being able to control it and being able to effectively follow up with the amount of people that you're sending to as well. I see a lot of people go through that problem. You know.
So that's fantastic. And so what I'm hearing, and I like the relatable, reliable, relentless, and you hold that to a T. So you're not just talking it, you walk that talk, right? Because we deal with you, I talk to you every day, all day, and I see it. So that being said, you've talked about the VIP periods and the sampling and just the reliability and so forth. I also had mentioned to you, I think earlier today in text about, you know, the customer base and the importance of that. You mentioned Thrive and Free and so forth. When is a good time to reach out to those customers? I shared that post that you had made about, you know, today auto ships hit, right? How important is it? I mean, because we do know that customers, and if you don't know, customers are our lifeline, right? That is our residual strictly comes from customers, nothing else, right? And so if your volume or anything ever takes dips, it's in that area. So what can we do to I guess to increase the retention in that regard outside of Thrive and Free and so forth? What are some tips and ideas you have in that?
I mean, checking on those, especially the ones that order, just reminding them, because people will order and kind of just be on autopilot. But just reminding them that, you know, that you're there to help them drive for free. You know, it's so important to be working other people's social medias. Right. Is really what it is. Because they're going to say, well, how are you going to do that? Well, do you have two friends? Remember how I introduced you to this product? And when we keep it simple, right, and not have 50 million hoops that they got to jump through in order to get the 3-day, the simpler that we keep it. Not so free, once again, adding value and teaching them the same way you taught that first order. But keeping that value there and just being, you know, have you had any of your friends ask you about what you're doing with this product? Yeah. Okay. And just kind of giving them ideas to think about, because usually customers don't think about the business aspect. But, you know, if we can get them to kind of pay attention to what's around them, coworker, friend, right? If we can get them more, you know, if we can expose them to this product, connect me to them, and I'll get them on this, get them to try this product. You know, if they order, you're thriving for free.
And that's huge. So, for example, team, Brandon and I I think we have probably 20 new accounts in the past few days, and none of them from our warm market.
No.
None of them from people we know. Strictly going back to the customer base and talking that Thrive Free. And so now the friend requests and those things are just piling in for that reason. Back to what you were talking about, Barry, is the reliability, being there during the follow-up, being there to make sure that, you know, that they're enjoying the experience, right? And building the rapport, building that trust, right? Because nowadays we live in a microwave society where everything's just, you know, fly by night. There's customer services a thing of the past. And so that's a huge way to stick out, right? I mean, and really open up a
yeah, for sure. Because I mean, this is your base. I mean, this is the best aspect about Lavelle, is that ability to thrive for free, is that ability to kind of groom your promoter, future promoter. You will find that your most successful promoters will come from your customer base, as long as we're doing those things, you know, getting them to thrive for free. And we're teaching them how to do a business, and they don't even understand it. Right? Because they're not there. They're just a customer, and they just want to try it for free. And Sally and Frank asked what the heck I'm doing, how am I losing weight, how am I always walking around with a smile on my face, right? Because that's the proof in the pudding. The proof in the pudding is that person making subtle changes just due to the fact of how powerful this product is. And they're subtly changing, but they're not even noticing what their circle of influence is noticing, right? It's, hey, I noticed you've lost some weight. Or, you know, you always used to be grumpy coming into work. Why are you always walking around with a smile on your face? Right. You know, I mean, simple little things like that is what will trigger that person. And you know, I never want to wish bad on anybody, but God forbid they lose their job or something like that. You've built that relationship. You've built that trust. Right. When they have to, and they are going to entertain, you know, maybe the business motto. And the cool thing is teaching somebody this business is not hard. If we're helping them thrive for free, if they already have a great story or a great success story with the product, that's 90% of it. The other thing are just, you know, teaching them how to Zoom, teaching them how to launch, and exposing their friends on a more massive scale than just here and there. Right. So I just think it's a beautiful thing, and I'm a firm believer in people. Our best promoters are those that come from our customer base that love this product.
Right. Especially when the follow-up's been done, right? Because they're like, I can do this.
Yeah.
It's just that's where the duplication comes from. They love the product, obviously, and then it's like, I can do this, right? And so there's not a better time than right now, too, during the promos that we've got going on. The, you know, heck, a $2,000, $6,000 bonus can help so many families out. So yeah, I think that's fantastic. And so I know that I wanted to keep your time, not for our sake, but for your sake, limited. But I want to see if there's anyone that has any questions. It could be anything. We'll just throw them at you. But if you want to throw in the chat or raise your hand, I know there's a lot of people on the phone. But are there any questions for Barry? Or Barry, is there anything else that you want to touch base on that's on your heart?
Yeah. Right now, all roads lead to Dallas. I don't know if you all have.
Yeah.
Most of you all. I don't know if you've been in other companies before. This conferences and lifestyle getaways and things like that. It's to raise your level of belief. Right? We believe in the product. It's something for us. And so we're believing in this product. So we're not going to give up on the business idea. But, you know, you may have had some no's that kind of beat you down. So now you're maybe doubting the business motto or the business idea. In my opinion, this stuff just raises your belief system, especially if you're new. I know when I first started multi-level marketing, the thing I thought the most was it was a scam. I'm getting scammed out of money, right? Because I just never was around, never knew anything when I first jumped in. And then, you know, I had my sponsor come and do a in-home presentation. Some people showed up. So I believed a little bit more, right? And then I went to kind of like a Lavelle local, but it was a local training or whatever. So there's a couple hundred people there. It raised my belief level a little bit more, because I figured, I thought to myself, well, I guess if I got scammed, then so did all these other people. So at least I'm not alone. Kidding. I'm not a sucker alone, right? Last thing that would be is the last person to know anything in that room.
Not a sucker alone.
Right? But when you get to conference and you see 20,000 people there, with all that energy and enthusiasm, it's like, really, now I'm really not alone, right? I guess if they got me, then they got all these people too. But it gives you that opportunity, and this one's different than our previous company. That was more of a fluff. I mean, I think with what Paul and Jason have going on is what I get to see. I take of it is how passionate are they about this business? How passionate are they to grow this business more than any of us, right? That's the takeaway I get. In the company before, it's kind of like, yeah, but they're supposed to do that, right? But you can really feel it from what they say, the things they say, how they say it, and you can definitely tell that Paul loves this business model. He loves changing the lives of us promoters, and you can really tell that Jason, I mean, he eats, sleeps, and breathes this product.
Yeah.
And just wants everybody to thrive through life. I mean, literally, and works really hard at product development and stuff like that. So yeah, and then we get to actually sit down, have dinner or lunch or breakfast with you all too. I love that. You know me, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be a big party, guys. And so imagine 20 to 25,000 people that chose to be there, right? So you're talking about the fire that Brandy and I have, that Barry and I have, and some of you guys have. Imagine being around 20 to 25,000 people like that, right? You're going to see the vision of this organization, and you hit the nail on the head, Barry. Our two CEOs, think about, I know some people have been for Mary Kay. Think about being in the first 6 years of Mary Kay when she's literally right there showing the passion for this business and the vision and all this stuff. That's literally where we're at right now. I mean, we have a CEO in the previous life where we came from. It was like top 25, top 50. If you're not in the top 50 or 75, you don't exist. Here, we have our CEO send a friend request out to Brandy 12Ks, 4K. It's like and they're just all hands in. They give it, they care about us, and say, give a shit about it. They care about us. They care about this product. They care about what it's doing for people. And so you're going to see that big time. And what I love is that, we're here talking to Barry, a millionaire in this business, who had a rough early adult life, right? And so he mentioned on a previous call the financial struggles. But what you're going to see at this Thrivepalooza is you're going to see a ton of people, ton of Barrys up there, ton of you out there, right? You're going to see ordinary people that are doing extraordinary things with the same 3 steps that we have the opportunity to sell, share, and with the same territory, which is global, right? So there's no difference. I mean, so you're gonna be there so damn fired up. You're gonna be able to rub shoulders and just collaborate and just be in that space. And there's nothing more powerful than being. I'm pumped, man. I think that's one of my favorite times. I mean, I love the getaways. Believe me, we've hit every getaway. But there's something about conference, because that's when just everybody comes together and they chose to be there, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm fired up. If you can tell Brandy anything.
No, I'm enjoying it. I love hearing from you guys, and I think we all learn from each other. And so I'm just soaking it all in. My hand hurts from writing so much tonight because I wrote down everything. And there was one thing that you said, Barry, that just stood out to me. And, who wants this, not who I want to have this. That's so powerful, because it's so important to make that distinction, and that just stood out to me. And I have so much: being relatable, being reliable, being relentless. I wrote it all down. we just appreciate you so much. You know, everything that you said was gold. So I tried to write as fast as I could.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Anyone have any questions for Barry? All right, Shirley. Uh-oh, here comes Shirley. She's tough, Barry. I'm going to unleash her on you, buddy.
Not really. The question that I have is I signed Cheryl up for to be a promoter, and she was already a customer, and she wanted to take time and be able to get on to the cloud and really look at it and get involved in it before she put in her first order. And I said, well, that's no problem, because I was told that as long as she was already a customer prior to doing that, her clock would not start until she put in her order after being a promoter. Well, then I looked on her page and they've got a clock running on her. And like she's at the end of almost her first 2 weeks already. And, you know, she hasn't put in her order yet.
Did someone else put an
So
order in?
I'm wondering where I got confused on that.
I'll let you take
Did her referral, did she have any referral?
No, she hasn't had any referrals yet. She had some situations come up that she hasn't done a lot with it, but she has been online looking at everything on the cloud and getting comfortable with that.
Okay.
And that was what she wanted to do before she would put in an order after having been a promoter. But I would never have told her to do that if I thought her clock was going to start because she had already ordered as a customer before coming in. Does anybody understand what I'm saying?
Started? Yeah. Which clock started? Her 30-day clock or her 14 days?
I believe it's her 14-day clock.
Hey, Shirley, send me the name and we'll check into that. Because typically it takes 100 PV, right? It's either from them or someone that they've referred or that's on their customer, someone that they personally brought in. So that's when the clock, the 14-day window starts.
Did somebody order under her?
No, no one's ordered under her, and her first 150 order went in as a customer, and then a week or so later she signed up as a promoter. So
now,
I'll send it to you.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure. Her 30-day clock might have started. Her iPad bonus might have started, but shouldn't have started her 14-day clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have.
Just message me, Shirley.
Definitely put in a ticket.
Yeah.
I do.
Hey, can I jump in? Can I jump in, you guys?
Thanks, Shirley. Yep.
Can you hear me, AJ?
We can. We got you.
Listen, I had the same thing happen to me, and it is from the time that an order is first placed. Because I was under the impression of the same thing, that it was going from the time that they were a promoter and placing an order. It's not. If they go under as a promoter and they've already ordered, their time starts immediately.
I didn't know that. Did you?
Yeah, the same thing happened to 2 of my people. Yeah.
Okay, so their 15-day clock starts, right?
What's that, Barry?
It was the VIP.
Okay.
For their VIPs, yeah.
I'm looking up Jamie Jackson right now. See, we have someone, I'm looking at someone right now. I'm looking at a personal of ours right now. She placed her first order on the 18th, right? She didn't become a promoter until the 26th, I believe, or the 26th. And so her clock is true to that day. It's true to the day she became a promoter. She'd already put in 2 orders before that. So there's something going on. So hers is right. Hers is exactly how we've always coached and suggested, right? Barry, the 100, either the 100 as a promoter and so forth. So send me those. So let's take a look, but let's send tickets in and get some clarification on that, because it is, per the guidelines, it is when that $100 PV, whether it comes from them or a customer or promoter. So let's get tickets in for them and help them write it up.
Yeah. My best advice, AJ, you should maybe I created a long time. Remember, I think I shot it to you. I just created like a fake promoter website. I just just created one for you all to share. That way they can you give them the thing, the login and the password, and they can click around and look around.
Yeah, we'll get that out. So
that way they're not missing.
Yeah, or I might even create one, guys. What Barry's saying is that we can create I hate to say fake, but a fake account, a non-existent account, just throw whatever on there. That way, and then put a dummy, password, Lavelle 123. And then if someone wants to go look at it, look at the back office, cloud office, they can go do that. They can't put orders on it because there's no credit card attached to it. Honestly, whenever I've had people go that deep, it's kind of like red flags. Because I've never dealt with anyone that just wants to go look at a cloud office. It's like either if you've tried the product, you know what you've got your hands on. It goes back to that point, right, Barry? If you try the product, you love it. It's like, why in the hell do I care what the cloud office looks like?
Well, it can be like, for you guys, I thought it was very, very important for you to see what that back office looked like, right? Because you're a techie. Also, because I know the back office you dealt with.
And it's personalities too, right? Like for me, I can relate to somebody wanting to do that. I can. Him, no. But I can. I can relate.
Drives me nuts, man.
I do drive you nuts, but hey.
Like, just get
well, and, for the most part, they're not going to do it. But, people, like, I get hit up all the time. So, of course, I'm curious by nature. I want to see who's got what, and I ask them because I like to see their software too,
Yeah.
But and then on top of the fact of coming from It Works, where we lost huge teams just because of back office issues.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely want to see if it's a good one or not. You might not use it at all, but you just never know. And in order to be able to avoid a problem like that, I think it's beneficial just to kind of have in your back pocket.
Yeah. So
doesn't hurt anything.
That's a takeaway. So we don't spend too much time on that. What I'll do is I'm gonna create a new one for the team. It'll be like an Xtreme team username type of thing. And then I'll share it with you guys. That way, if anyone wants to just take a look at the website before signing up, the cloud office, they can go in there and just hammer away and click all kinds of buttons, right?
And I think you did that for us, Barry. You did.
Yeah, he did. I just don't even remember it was
you did, in fact, do that.
He had one that existed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it was, we'll get one going. It takes like 2 minutes. So, anything else?
Anybody else?
Anything else?
Any ideas or insight with when this whole infinity thing is coming, Barry?
Yeah. Do you have a hint or an idea?
It'll probably be a conference. It'll probably be a conference. I have been a horrible guesser. It'll launch at conference. We'll get some kind of teaser in Punta Cana. But anytime I've ever guessed, I tried to guess anything, I've been totally positive ended. Whatever I think it is, it'll probably be the direct opposite. I would have liked to see a CBD product, honestly. I've seen that they're forming a CBD patch or something like that. But I think that's hot.
Hey, there is CBD skincare too,
other
guys.
than that,
They did say skincare was coming. I heard that last at conference because we got all excited and they were like, if you think of what Thrive does for your body, what the ingredients in our skincare is going to be like. And we were all like, ah! So I don't know, but I'm kind of excited about that. Who knows? I know. I'm guessing. I'm like too curious.
It'll be awesome. But yeah, I do think that they're going to announce. They're going to have I think they're going to announce quite a bit at Punta Cana. So that's what they said.
Whatever it is, I know it'll be.
So. But
whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be phenomenal.
Yeah, because they're talking bold. I don't know if you guys saw Jason Camper's post the other day. He's like, "I'm sorry, competition." I mean, that's a bold statement when a CEO's going on social media, basically apologizing in advance for what's about to happen.
Yeah,
in the
basically
market.
saying if you can't beat us, join us.
It's
gonna be
and to match what the 3 steps has done. we're at a beautiful place. So, but
You know, he did. I think he did say something about another company. So I don't know.
did we
I
acquire a
know-
business?
Maybe.
That would be huge,
and
right?
and the only thing I'm thinking is if I know Miriam has a good product line, and I know they're in little trouble. So
Who is it?
Miriam's very.
when he said
The
that,
product's awesome, but their CEOs tanked the company. So
Wow.
who knows? Speculation, but it's going to be
Yeah.
good times for all of us, right? The cool thing is like I always tell the team, Barry, if nothing happens, we still have the best 3 steps on the planet, right? And so there's still I still see people. We have family members who still don't even know what the heck Thrive is, right? And so it's just whatever comes out, maybe. But we still lead with this product right now. So it's just gonna be cool because we'll have more tools in the tool bag. But these 3 steps are going to continue to be our flagship. So I know we're at about 10 till, so I want to give everybody some time back. But anyone, we'll give one more person one last question if they have it. If not, we'll have Barry back again, maybe on a monthly basis. Barry, just spend time. We got like 15.
yeah, for sure.
But we'll definitely come back like after Punta Cana with some of the updates and stuff that we've learned from there.
For sure.
Yeah. So we're extremely proud of you guys. As you mentioned, he mentioned Tennessee earlier. It's actually Kentucky, but again, Barry knows what's going on in Mother State on this team. So we're extremely proud of every single one of you guys on here. And like we mentioned earlier, as a quick recap, VIPs are important for your business because it's important for your new team members to get that. Because it helps them see that vision and get those quick wins. But also, no matter where you're at in your business, it can restart, right? As Barry said, and we've talked about that. VIP every month, VIP 800 every month. That gives you 2 new promoters to work with, 2 new customers to really work with. And if you're just doing really well, go VIP 1600. But if you get those 2 new promoters on and you're helping them hit those VIPs, you're growing exponentially. And that's where that excitement goes and it builds. And then secondly, the customer base. Work that customer base because that is the bloodline of this business. That's where your residual income, when you got paid today, it's coming from outside of Infinity Fast Start bonuses and the triple Fast Start bonuses that just happened. Your paycheck is coming from that customer base. So help them be Thrive Free and then be at Thrivepalooza. We're going to have a really good show, and I think we already have amongst this team about 18 tickets purchased. So guys, we're going to shoot for 40.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So, but Barry, again, we appreciate you, my brother.
We never take your time for granted. We really, really appreciate you, Barry.
Yeah.
And I'll hop on whenever you need me.
Awesome, my man. So, what are the last 3? What are the last one? What is it? Relatable, relentless, relatable, relentless. So if you can remember those 3 things, you're powerful. So thanks so much, guys. Have a great night, Barry. Appreciate you. Love you, brother.
Love you guys.
Have a great night, everybody.
You too, buddy. Thanks.